What's happening, y'all? Rich Sosa coming back at you with another video today. And before we get started, I gotta go ahead and say thank the Lord above, King Jesus, for another day and another opportunity. So y'all know the deal. Comment down TG for thank God and where you're tuning in from, and I will definitely be sure to get back to you with a response. So as you can see from the looks of the gameplay, title and screen, we're looking at one of the best slasher builds in NBA 2K25. And actually, you know what, I'm going to be bringing y'all 3 different versions. So we're going to have one coming out of that point guard position, shooting guard, and power forward. Now all 3 of these builds, I'm telling y'all, I gotta say these are probably the 3 funnest slasher builds that I would say right now are usable in NBA 2K25 and the rest of the year. From offense to defense, these are going to be builds that you can really use to dominate, and I would say they can even compete with the meta, especially with what you're going to be seeing today. So once again, thank y'all so much for your support. God bless every single one of you, and if it was your first time coming through, be sure to hit that sub button if you're new. Smash that like button, turn on post notifications to be a part of the Rich family. Now let's go ahead and get to the breakdown of this gameplay, but before all that, I want to go ahead and open up with a scripture today. This one's going to be coming out of the book of Romans 8 verse 28. And we know that all things work together for the good to them that love God, to them who are the called according to his purpose. And this is just a message that I really want to break down a little bit to y'all to let you know that we are all chosen and called by God. But how would I say this, man? It's only up to us to fulfill that purpose. And a better way to put it, to break it down, is to all are called, but few are chosen, man. And we should all be chosen, man. But it's on us, man, to reach out to God. And this is just, you know, a message that I want to spread out to my community, but specifically the 2K community, to let y'all know that if you put your faith in something bigger than yourself, and that's Jesus Christ, you're going to get through things, and, you know, you're going to have favor on your life, man. So just know that whatever you're going through, all of it is working together for the greater cause of the good to come. Now, look, man, with these builds today, I want to be sure that y'all know this. If you want to make any types of changes, adjustments, do it after we create the build together. And the first one that we're starting out with today, and you know, I'm using an 8-foot slasher due to this mascot. Now, man, look, the mascot makes it feel even better when getting contact dunks. On top of that, bro, it just makes you move so much more fluidly, and also it does feel like it gives you a bigger defensive presence. So just something to mention out there as well. So the first one we're starting with today is going to be made out of that point guard position. As far as for that height, we're going to go with 6'4". The weight, let's go with 204 with a 7-foot wingspan even. Now, in all of these builds, we're going to go from top to bottom. So starting with the finishing, let's go with the close shot of a 79, 75 driving layup, 94 driving dunk, but you're going to want to throw 5 cap breakers towards this area to get it up to a 99. The standing dunk, we're going to go up to a 40 with a post control of a 36. So you get the minimum threshold for those standing dunk packages, the 99 driving dunk for pretty much all of the contact dunks in the game. The driving layup, you get some of the best layup styles as well. And then moving into that shooting today, let's go with the mid-range shot of an 88. 1+ cap breaker here is going to get it up to an 89 for some more badges and jump shots. Now the 3-pointer, we're going to move this to a minimum of an 83 with a 75 free throw. So this build can definitely get it done outside on shooting. On top of that, when it comes towards being a threat, this build pretty much has everything available at its arsenal at this point. Now, moving into that playmaking, the pass accuracy, let's go to a 71, 86 ball handle, 86 when it comes towards that speed with ball. And I gotta say, man, this right here is really what's gonna make or break the build. The pass accuracy, I think this is perfect. To be able to still throw dimes down court, that's gonna be essential. Before that ball handle, you pretty much get the best upgraded playmaking animations in the game. And then you're also able to move pretty quick with the ball. Now, moving into the defense, let's go with a 51 when it comes towards that interior. 89 for that perimeter defense. A +3 here will get you up to a 92 for some extra badges. The steal, we're going to go up to a 91, the block 68, and then from there, the offensive rebound, let's go with a 60 with a 50 defensive. Now, I gotta say, from top to bottom, as far as for the main attributes, this build is not bad. It's pretty much a 2-way slasher, but the best thing about it is probably going to be these physicals, and the potential that does come with it to use cap breakers is probably even better, especially as you wrap up along the year. Now, the speed, let's go up to an 88, 83 for that agility, 73 strength with an 89 vertical, and of course you want to throw 1 cap breaker added on here to get the elite contact dunks. That's pretty much going to show you how good this build can be. So I think this is probably one of the most perfect point guards to make out there, and considering that you can do everything from finish, be a shooter, play make, dish the rock, and be able to still lock up on defense, that's something truly special about this archetype. Now, do take into account this is only version number 1, so getting into number 2, we're going to be making this one out of that shooting guard position. The height, let's go with 6'6", 235 when it comes towards that weight, with a 7'2" wingspan. Now, the build name you're going to get for this one is the two-way slashing shot creator, and this one's special itself, man. So getting into that close shot, let's go with a 74, 75 driving layup, 94 driving dunk, and y'all know the deal, man. Throw 5 cap breakers towards this area to get it up to a 99. The standing dunk, go with a 46, 45 post control. You pretty much have everything set in place to get the elite contact dunks. Now, when it comes towards the finishing itself, this is probably one of the more reliant builds that you can focus on because of what we're going to be able to do on the defense as well. Now, moving into that shooting, let's put that mid-range shot up to an 85, 78 for that three-pointer with a 70 free throw. So this build has definitely got you set with getting those jump shots and bases unlocked. On top of that, man, if you wanted to be a threat from outside, this build has definitely got you covered. Now, getting into the playmaking, let's go with an 80 speed with ball, 81 ball handle, 71 pass accuracy. You get the pro dribble animations, upgraded passing styles. This build pretty much has everything needed to be effective so far, and you're really going to be surprised with what we can do, especially out of the defensive end, like I mentioned. But you have the pro dribble animations, upgraded passing styles, elite contact dunks, upgraded layup styles as well, and then the best jump shots and bases to work with. Now, starting with the defense, let's go with the 60 interior, 85 perimeter defense, 4 cap breakers towards this area to bring it up to an 85, 74 block, 32 offensive rebound, and a 50 when it comes towards that defensive. So I gotta say, this build is pretty much exactly what you would want out of a slasher, all around being able to shoot, but you get the best contact dunks in the game. And I would say in the past it was pretty rare to make slashers with the max potential and be able to, you know, not risk on losing out of other attributes out of this build. And I think this one is perfect. It gets that mix of everything from being able to score down low, up top, all around. This is a perfect archetype to work with. Now, the physicals, let's go up to an 80 speed, 80 agility, 1+ cap breaker here, 85 strength with an 87 vertical, and you're going to want to throw 3 cap breakers towards this area to get it up to a 90. And this is what the build is going to be looking like. Now, this one low-key does remind me of a Kobe Bryant build. Super efficient, especially if you know what you are doing on the interior. You're really going to be able to be a threat and a headache caused on the defense. Now once again, I want to say thank y'all so much for your support. Coming through on every single one of these videos is something that is truly special, and I really want to say thank y'all for the support, man. And being able to show out on each of these videos is something that is a huge blessing on my life, and none of it would be possible without God and number one, Jesus Christ, bro. But y'all are rich family. Now, moving into the third version, the power forward. Of course, when it comes towards that height, let's go with 6'6". The weight, let's go with 265 with a 7'2" wingspan. Now, I gotta say, this is probably one of the most broken builds out there. Now, we're gonna start when it comes towards that finishing. Go with the 71 close shot, 71 driving layup, 91 driving dunk, 41 standing dunk with a 50 post control. So far, you know, this build, it doesn't look too crazy, but once we move down, I'm telling y'all, you're gonna see the real potential here. Now, with that mid-range shot, let's go up to a 73, 83 three-pointer, 61 free throws, so you get some of the better jump shots to work with. Not bad here. Moving into that playmaking, 71 pass accuracy, 85 ball handle, 80 speed with ball. Now, thinking of a power forward with this much ball handle is something that I gotta say is truly unique, and the defense is really gonna be able to hold its own. The 71 pass accuracy, it still makes you a threat being a playmaker, and with that 80 speed with ball, it's something that you don't see this high on this kind of archetype. Now, and that high speed with ball, it's really something that you don't see too often this high on this kind of position. Now, moving into the defense, let's go with a 92 interior defense, 85 perimeter, 85 steal, 80 block, 81 offensive rebound with an 85 defensive rebound. This build is nasty, pretty much one of the best two-way slashers that you can count on. And I like the fact that it's truly all around and can't compete with, you know, the meta, especially when it comes towards those rebounders. Now with the physicals, let's go with a 75 speed, 76 agility, 89 strength, and an 85 vertical. Now, remember, this is also without cap breakers, so you do have the potential to still get elite contact dunks. One of the most nastiest things about this build is going to be that it's truly all around, man. There's no weakness with it, especially if you know what you are doing. And this might be, you know, my final build that I create to end the year off. You know, you never know. This is a really great archetype to work with, but I want to say thank every single one of y'all for your support coming through today on this video. Let me know if there's any types of builds that y'all want me to break down, or any different NBA players that y'all want to see in the next video. God bless every single one of you. And if it was your first time coming pro, be sure to hit that sub button if you're new. Smash that like button, turn on post notifications to be a part of the Rich family. And last but definitely not least, with all that being said though, I got one last thing to say. Rich out.